Alright, hello everyone. Welcome in. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. A few people are coming in. Good. Y'all, I have tried to record this a few times and yeah, it's interesting. Anyways, welcome. My name is Diana if you're new here, and in today's video I'm going to share with you one simple way that will help make your next trip a success. But first, be sure to subscribe and hit the like button if you have not yet. Alright, so travel season is around the corner, and I'm sure you want to have the best trip every time, right? The first step in that is planning. I'm a natural planner, and I believe that is one of my biggest strengths, especially when it comes to planning trips and small gatherings. I've traveled abroad to Africa, traveled within the States, and gone on numerous day trips. I've had many amazing trips because of my planning skills. And because I love traveling and planning, I felt it would be great to create some sort of guide to help you in planning your most successful trip every time. And I'm so excited about it because I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and it's finally here. I have something special for you all. I have created a travel guide called Wanderlust Planning so that you too can travel with ease and peace of mind. I guide you through the planning process that helps create a successful trip every time. It also includes a few bonuses in there. You will get a packing checklist, which y'all, it will be so essential for you and helpful. I have one that is filled out and one that is not filled out, so you'll be able to get both. So you could fill one in with the things that are not on the other one, or just the things that you would prefer to take. But you get both. It will make life so much easier, and it will make your travels a breeze and your trip a success, because you won't be overthinking about what to pack. Everything is done for you, and you're just kind of there to just follow the guide, right? Don't overthink it. Just follow along. The other bonuses are the itinerary checklist and trip planner. These are items that have helped make my trips fun and a success every time, and I want to make sure your trips are the same. And finally, it's also currently ticketed at just $44, so that's pretty amazing. So if it's your first time traveling or your 100th time, if you're traveling solo or with friends, Wanderlust Planning is for you. Especially if you have no clue how to plan for your trip, or if you keep getting hiccups every time you plan your trips, or you find yourself stressed out or not knowing what to do on your trips. This will help you. The link, excuse me, oh my gosh, but the link is in the description box below. Alright, let's get into today's video. I'm going to share with you one tip that will help you in your trip planning. The tip is to create the itinerary. But first, let me know in the chat if you're traveling this summer and where you're going. Let me see. Ooh, Florida. Okay, that's really cool. Or you're already in Turkey. Oh, that's so exciting. Send us some pictures. I mean, I don't think we'll be able to see the pictures, but that's pretty cool, right? Oh, I would love to go there. I had a what do you call it? I had a layaway. Is that what they call it? Layaway? Layover. I had a layover in Turkey, and I used to make videos, regular basic videos on YouTube, and I recorded this video, but I thought we had gotten kidnapped because it was the scariest moment of my life. I don't like layovers. Is it a layover when you stay overnight, right? That's what it's called. Yeah, I missed my plane and had to stay there, but thankfully they took care of the hotel. But it was in a sketchy area, and in the middle of the night, it was scary. It was intense. But yeah, that was my Turkey experience. All right, so let's say that you're not on your trip and you're getting ready to go on your trip. Let's say that you've written everything down that you want to do on this trip, and you know how many days or weeks you're traveling. Now you're going to place all these things on specific days. You're going to create an itinerary, and you're going to create it long before you leave for your trip. This is part of the planning process. Now, on the itinerary, for example, if you're staying for 7 days, first of all, do not put anything hectic on the first day unless you arrive at 6 a.m. because otherwise you will kind of miss out or feel stressed, but you will feel like time is actually slipping away from you, because it will. Time will be running if you don't have enough time in that day to do the things that you are wanting to do on that first day, and you do not want that. So landing day is to unpack, replenish, and soak it in. So maybe on your itinerary for the first day will be to just sort of relax a little bit, get something to eat, and then maybe one activity like pool day or walking around the vicinity or like the neighborhood that you're in, or whatever you fancy that you have the energy to do. Something that's not as busy and stressful because you just got off a plane or a long drive and you just want to sort of relax your feet and just be amazed and look around. So that's the itinerary for the first day. That's what I recommend. On day 2, I recommend to start as early as you are relaxed and ready. I like to take full advantage of my days on a trip. Unless I'm staying for a long period of time, like a month, then I will sleep in a few times. I personally would put 1 to 3 things on this second day, as long as they are in close proximity to each other. This is what I call your first official vacation day after you've slept and woken up. You do not have to be specific about time unless it's on your itinerary, but think about how long each activity will last, or how long you want to do that activity the night, or how long you think each activity will last, right? How long you want to do that activity the night before, or better yet, long before you leave for the trip. So that's important, right? That's where I talked about it's a planning process. You create your itinerary before you are on that trip. Plus, and know how long it will take you to get to that activity's location. That's important. You don't want to waste time driving around when you could have been at something at 4 p.m. and now that's actually happened. Did it happen before? I think I couldn't find the exact yes. I was in Big Bear, right, in the snow mountain, and I had to go and learn how to ski. It was on my itinerary. I literally put down, catch the bus at this time and go to that. However, when I got to the location, I think we arrived late. My shuttle took me there somewhere. I don't know, something happened. But when I got there, I was trying to look for where this bus that I was supposed to catch was supposed to be, and I could not find it. I couldn't find it for the life of pi. And then when I found it, it never came on time. I literally checked. I checked everything. I used Google. I did the things to make sure, but then it never showed up. And that got me to miss my first. Actually, I wanted to be there 2 hours early so that I could learn to ski and then ski the rest of the hours. But when I got there, I only had, I think, just the last hour before the park closed. So that was very devastating. I still learned how to ski, which is amazing. One of the best experiences I ever had. But yes, just knowing everything and knowing the time, making sure everything is in close proximity is so crucial. It's going to help you. Now, continue writing a similar itinerary for the rest of the days that you are on the trip so that it guides you. This will help you have a more relaxed, fun-filled, stress-free, enjoyable, and successful trip. Decide the last night as your packing day. You do not want to pack the morning of checkout unless you only came with a bag, one bag, or a carry-on. You want to soak in that last day of your trip. At least I do, and it's like chef's kiss. It's like the last moment, the last memory. You're recapping everything that's happened on that trip on the last day, or just doing that one thing that you wish you would have done all the other times, and now you get to do it on the last day. But if you spend that moment packing, you're not going to be able to do it. So in fact, I would start packing things away 2 nights prior to departure day if I've stayed for a long time, just so that I'm not rushing it, and I make sure that everything is going to be packed, and also to ensure nothing gets left behind. I once was given 2 hours to pack a 30-day trip. Surprisingly, thanks to my packing checklist, I managed, but it was not fun. I had to leave some things behind and had to throw away others. So give yourself time. Let me know in the chat what challenges you have when it comes to traveling or planning. Let me see if you're gonna write anything right now. Y'all are very quiet. Very, very quiet. It's nice to, just put a smiley face or a thumbs up, just so that I know that, okay, this is kind of resonating. And I know it is. I know it is. All right, let's continue. When you are writing your itinerary, be specific if there is a time constraint you have to follow. For instance, if you have to travel from one city or state to another when you are on your trip, write down: Tuesday, go to Arizona from Los Angeles at 8 a.m. Bus leaves at 9 a.m. Arrive at 4 p.m. You do not want to mess up this part or not have it down, because if you forget and then you miss your mini trip, that's going to be disappointing or frustrating. The goal is to have a successful trip and fun trip once you're there. You just want to go and enjoy yourself on your trip. Am I right? So creating an itinerary is just one way in which you can truly maximize planning for your trips. This sets you up so that you arrive at a decent time, especially if you only planned to go to this mini trip once in your life. However, if you miss the bus, let's say for that mini trip, now you have to come back again at another time, and I don't think that's what you would plan for. That's not what you have written on your itinerary. That's not what you want. So it's important to create an itinerary that will help guide you travel with ease. Now, if you decide that you want to do that part of the trip on another trip, that's totally fine. You can always change your mind. Does that make sense? It's okay to change your mind, but as long as you're okay with it. So just follow the itinerary. It will guide you so that you don't miss anything. I once went on a trip to Pittsburgh, and our itinerary on one of the days was to go to New York for a few days by bus from Pittsburgh. And then return back to Pittsburgh to enjoy the rest of our stay. Had I not written down the mini trip, the times of the bus, and location of the itinerary, we probably would not have been able to go on that mini trip. It was imperative to have it on the itinerary in order for it to be a success. And I'm so glad it worked out, because that was my first time in New York, and I got to visit 2 different states in one trip thanks to my itinerary. So do you see that? The itineraries are so crucial. Now, when you are done writing the itinerary on a shareable sheet, if you're going with friends, send it to your trip mates if you are traveling with companions, so that they can confirm it and or let you know of any changes. This was the best thing I ever did for a trip I had with companions, and it's something that I always do from now on since then. I also know it was my first most successful trip I ever had with companions because of that. I was traveling with friends who were coming from different states. The communication I had with them regarding the itinerary was so helpful and spot on, and it set us up for success. Everyone knew what was happening on what days, the prices of things, and whether or not they wanted to partake in an activity. When we arrived, all at different times, everyone was able to reference the itinerary because they all had access to a copy of it. And honestly, because we knew what we were going to do, everyone wanted it to be a part of everything. One of my favorite things to do is finding things to do. I truly enjoy it because I know I'm not going to be bored. In fact, I'm never bored. I don't think I've ever been bored. And I know that I'm going to be able to take full advantage of wherever I go, just because I know I like to find things to do. And so, because my travel mates on this specific trip were not aware of looking up things to do, they were just like, okay, why not? Let's just go on a trip. But I made life so much easier for them and for myself because of the itinerary. They were interested in doing all of the activities I presented because, wow, they didn't even know that all of that stuff was possible, available, or even a thing. So again, having an itinerary will save you so much headache. It's going to make life easy, and it's going to help make your trip a success, whether you're going solo or with a group. Alright, let me know in the comments if anything is coming up for you. Let me check. Let me see this one. Okay, yep, make an itinerary. Got it. Itinerary is important. Yes, it is. It really is. It just makes traveling enjoyable. It makes it easy, and it makes everything just more possible, because if you don't have an itinerary, you kind of just wing things, and when you wing things, you kind of miss out. Sometimes that's fine, right? Sometimes it's fine to kind of wing it and be spontaneous, because why not, right? But when you have the itinerary, you know that you're not going to miss anything. You know that you're going to have the best time because you've already planned it out in advance. You've written it down and you have a guide that's going to help you ensure that your trip is memorable. Does that make sense? Alright, so in celebration, what is happening? I was like, what's happening? Okay, in celebration of all the festivities happening in May, the Mindset Ignition course is 60% off with coupon code 0505. You don't want to miss out on this because it's just for the month of May. But yeah, it's so cool. So many things are happening this month and I'm so excited about them. But yes, the link is in the description box below and I'll leave the code in there. And like I mentioned in the beginning, the link to the Wanderlust Planning is also in the description box below. So if it's your first time traveling or your 100th time, if you're traveling solo or with friends and you want to enter, I have an alert. Oh my gosh, that was so crazy. Sorry. But yeah, oh my gosh. Yeah, so if you are traveling solo or with friends and you want to enter your trips with ease, adventure, and peace of mind, Wanderlust Planning is for you. Alright, let me see if you're saying anything. Alright, yeah, this was helpful. Okay, good. I'm glad. I truly do, I'm like obsessed with an itinerary. So I truly believe that it's something that is very, very beneficial to traveling. So yeah, definitely have your itinerary handy with you. And here's a little tip. When you write it on paper, you could always transfer it on your phone. You could take a picture of it or you could rewrite it on your phone so that you could just check mark it off when you do the thing or scratch it off. But yes, that's just a little helpful tip. Alright, my darlings, thank you so much. That's it for today's video. Thank you for joining me. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you have not yet. And I will see you all next time. Bye bye.